You ready to start yapping?
Yes.
Let's get it. Do you think that was good? Okay, I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited. Yeah! What's good? What's good, you guys?
Hey guys.
It is
Yami
AJ, and we are the
YAPpin.
we are the Yami Aj Podcast. YAPpin. Welcome to YAPpin Epi 008. Thank y'all for tuning in today. As you can see, new setting and hopefully a better camera quality, bruh.
Ooh.
So you already know what we're doing. Also, we're matching. It was planned. We do have the same cargos, up to the same cargo pants.
Different colored socks though.
Different colored socks.
I have black.
I don't know why
he has
Johnny
white.
has black socks. You're wearing white pants. I don't know.
Because no one was gonna see my socks.
Facts. But yeah, you guys, we're here. The August episode 008. This is also my birth month. Technically, my birthday is on August 9th. So celebrating my birthday. I am now 26 years young, you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yay!
Happy birthday. Oh, yeah. I'm just kidding. Happy birthday to me.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
pretty
month
crazy.
has been so good.
Yes, it's been so good. And this is like actually the pod after you guys found out that Jami is preggy, or that we were like able to like announce it. Like Jami's showing, y'all.
Mhm.
How many
I'm 8 months pregnant now. So basically, as long as we've been podcasting, that's how long I've been pregnant.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to like measure it.
8 months pregnant, and then pregnancy's been good.
It's been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we today we had some Korean fried chicken. We always be eating Korean food. Last one we had crazy.
Korean
we had
barbecue.
and then today we had Korean fried chicken, Korean corn dogs. So
so good.
we just can't get away from Korean food, bruh. But you guys, we are super excited for this episode today. Again, welcome to YAPpin. If this is your first time tuning in, YAPpin is not just about yapping. Basically, we are here as the Yami Aj Podcast. That's where the YAP comes from. Yami Aj Podcasting, YAPpin. We are here. Our why is to cultivate fruitful conversations. And so in cultivating fruitful conversations, it does more than just what is stereotypically known as yapping, which when you yap, you just talk, not allowed to listen, voice out, air out your opinion, and you're pretty headstrong and hard-headed on that without really listening to other people's input and perspective. And so we just want to open up perspective, have a safe place to do that. And part of having fruitful conversations is being able to listen and being able to just talk it out, especially with Jami and I, because we're very different.
Yes, we have.
We
different
complement
opinions.
each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
We're such a great team, but we have different opinions. We have different ways of how we do things. And so that's yapping, y'all. So we're going to start yapping. And today, the topic in discussion that we wanted to cultivate conversation about between y'all and whoever you talk to about this, but this is something that we kind of talk about a lot and also struggle with.
Yeah.
Is marital roles being played, especially in our household. And so we just wanted to talk about this in our marriage, because there's a lot of say like what a husband is supposed to do and look like, what is a wife supposed to do and look like. And we find ourselves not really, in this season at least, we find ourselves not doing what stereotypically is assumed or done in the typical American household.
Yeah, I would say definitely too is we're American, so our perspective is gonna be from what, you know.
We were finna say we were American, yeah.
Well, also we sound American, so
Yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna be talking about it, and so we kind of want to give context. And so one of the things that I love that I actually said in my last sermon on Sunday, 2 Sundays ago, not this last Sunday, when I had the honor to teach at our church, was that Jesus is king and context is queen. And so we need some context. We need some context. So we got to start off on what's our background. And so
what was it like growing up for us?
Exactly. So you want to start off?
Yeah, I can go.
So what was like marital roles when you started?
Ooh,
like,
marital.
Yeah.
Well,
when you grew up.
For me growing up, my mom at first was a single mom from what I can remember earliest on. So I remember seeing like the roles was women were, you know, they had to do everything. They worked, they took care of me, they cooked, and like me, you know, made sure things got done. And then my mom ended up marrying my stepdad, and then that's where it was a shift, and actually seeing like what the first marriage I pretty much had seen, besides like maybe like family, friends, and my grandparents and a few people like that. But yeah, my mom and my stepdad. So I would say, what did it look like? It looked like my stepdad was more of the provider, I would say, financially when they first got married, because he was in the military, and my mom ended up having my brother, and she didn't work for like, I think part of her pregnancy and then the first year after she had my brother. So I guess I saw a dad or a husband as someone who provided financially and also was, I don't know, like a partner. I don't know. For me, marriage and stuff hasn't always been like positive in my life. So it's not like, oh, like I saw all this love and kindness and like, wow, like, no, I saw like my dad, or like the husband, I saw like was more of a disciplinarian and very like strict and stern, which I did not like, of course, as a kid. I was like, why are you so mean? And for my mom, though, I would say I think I can, like, looking at the maternal role, for me, it's easier, but was always a hard worker and also like just, you know, tried to do the best for their family. And my mom also likes to cook and stuff. So I think providing like meals and also being like someone to, you know, comfort you and stuff. So that's I don't know why I kept reverting it back to being parents so much, not like husband and wife.
Oh yeah, because I mean, we're about to be parents, but yeah, like husband and wife, just a household in general. But the role, I hear like what you said in terms of like, appreciate you for sharing. It's like, I noticed that the woman could be independent.
Yes.
But has a husband, like you have a husband, and that husband's more of a disciplinarian. You guys are more of a team. It's more of like you guys play different roles, but that's kind of like the roles that you see played out between a husband and a wife. And so that's real. Okay. Dang.
What about you?
Yeah, for me,
how did you grow up?
I grew up,
or what did you see as what was your example of a husband and wife, maybe?
I think for me, a lot of like Filipino households, I think in general, like older generation is, you know, the husband, the dad, he works, mom is stay at home. And so both my parents are nurses, but my dad got his nursing degree first, before my mom, and I was born like right at the time like my dad was getting his nursing degree, but he was getting his, and my mom was more like taking care of me, and my dad was like the one to work like the 2 to 3 jobs to keep the household, and then my mom was like not really working at all. And then when my parents had my little sister, my sister Sarah, shout out to Sarah. Also, real quick, I'm holding it so I don't forget. All my siblings are all in August, so we're all born in August. I'm August 9th, my sister's 23rd, and my brother's the 25th. So, bro, you can imagine what my parents... I'm just kidding. But we all celebrate birthdays, so shout out to happy birthday to both my siblings. I love you guys so much. But yeah, speaking of household, we were all celebrating the same birthday on the same month.
I have a question real quick. So
hold on, yeah, go ahead.
So since your dad was working so hard and your mom wasn't working, like, how do you think that affected her role?
Well, she went back to nursing school.
But was she in nursing school like when he was like when you were like like a toddler?
No, when Sarah was.
So like for her, like I mean, it's probably you probably don't even remember that time.
I don't. All I remember is just my dad was like, he's the provider. Mm-hmm. He provides financially, and when you get home, he's the disciplinary. He does his part. I just saw like my dad just, you get home and you're resting.
Mm-hmm.
And
you'd be tired.
And mom is still taking care of everything in the house. Mm-hmm. But that's primarily what I remember the most. Obviously, like throughout the years, it changed. Mm-hmm. But I just always saw the man as like the husband his role is to provide financially. And because he provides financially, that justifies that all these other areas of provision, as long as you have food on the table, roof over your head, that's good. That's all that is needed. And then my mom would cover for the rest of the other areas. But yeah, so now, right, talking about that's a great question. I feel like in going back, hold on, I didn't want to make sure I answered your question about, you asked how did that affect my mom? Mm-hmm. I feel like it affected my mom just feeling like, I feel like she wanted to work more, but I also feel like she was grateful that she got to just be at home with the kids. But it's also like you're with the kids all day. That's a lot of work too, even though that work doesn't always meet like your result or like your payment, your wage isn't seen as money, but your wage is seen as like, a child that has a good relationship with his family, his mom, a child that is smart, that is learning, that is growing well. That's like, I think that's another thing is the reward, But I think my mom saw it as like, yeah, like she's just at home. Mm-hmm. But I think she wasn't just always wanting to be at home. So I think that's how it affected her. I don't know fully. I'd never really asked her that specifically.
But she ended up pursuing school.
Oh yeah, she ended up going back.
Yeah,
they just kind of had a sacrifice for each other. Like if one's gonna do that, the other person has to work, and then vice versa. Like if that person's done, they can go. But it just so happened the timing for my dad was that he got it done first, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna work 2 to 3 jobs. You stay at home with the kids, and I'm gonna do my part." And that affected him in different ways too. Mm-hmm. And so now, how do you feel like that affected how we went into marital roles and expectations on each other now? Because I kind of been seeing it, like, I don't think we really talk about that, but
yeah,
like in depth right now until like process it right now. But like, how do you feel like that affected how we went into our marriage with expectations on each other?
Yeah.
Or on ourselves.
Yeah, I think, well, for me, I think when we first got married, one thing that's really different from like both of our examples or people that we grew up or looked up to, our parents, like for us when we got married, like we didn't have kids right away. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have that pressure. I feel like, like, oh shoot, like we about to have a baby. We got to like make sure we got, all like we got to make sure everything is taking like, yeah, we did make sure all our stuff was taken care of, like all our bills and things we needed. Mm-hmm. But
God's provided, yeah.
Like God, I mean, the Lord provided and moved.
That's a good point, though. Like our parents, we like that. Literally, like my parents had me like like less than a year after they got married. Your parents already had kids by the time that they met each other and got married. So it's like that's like a huge
difference,
way different. And now we're like 5 years into our marriage and
now having
our first child. So
I would say though, roles, like for me, I think like going into marriage and even now, like we work together as a team.
How did it start? Oh yeah. How did it start though? How do you feel like it started in the first part of our marriage? Because I feel like it's a little. Here, sorry, I'm going ahead of ourselves. So how do you feel like it? Yeah.
How it started. So I was in school and then I worked. I think I worked like 1 to 2 days a week, or I didn't have a job for like a little bit too during like the beginning of our marriage. Mm-hmm. So school like was my thing, but then I had like more time to, like cook meals, do like more household like tasks. I don't think I ever folded the laundry though. You always do the laundry.
Yeah.
But that was like, for me, that's when we first got married. But that's because like I have the time. So like, and you went like, you worked like, 5 days a week, like cause you had a consistent like schedule, and like your job like provided for us financially
at the time. Yeah. And I feel like that's where I feel like we were kind of living in our, like in the roles that we came in and expectations is what we got in the beginning of our marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, you expect to like make so much money, but when I was in ministry at the time, like as a youth pastor full time at a church, I wasn't making a lot of money, but God was providing through that for just us. And we were living like in my Lolo's basement at the time, and we were still able to afford that. And then when we eventually and then Jami was just working on school. And so this was also all during COVID. And so a lot of crazy time, but I feel like we were fulfilling the roles that we were expecting ourselves to do in the beginning.
Yeah,
because,
we were like,
okay, I'm the provider, so I'm going to be financially providing, and that's what I do. Or with Jami, okay, like she's independent doing her thing, but she has a support system of her, of me, of her husband. But then as we got into like when we moved into our first apartment and things started shifting in our marriage, Jami started working part-time as a CNA. It was kind of like PRN, like, yeah,
it was like 1 day a week,
like 1 day a week, but you were like wanting to get into the hospital system. And then our roles now I feel like are a lot different. It's almost opposite of like how I said for my family. Like my dad got his degree as a nurse, and then when he got his degree, then he helped my mom through school first. I never went to school. I didn't go to college. I'm not opposed to it. I think at first I was, but God hasn't really called me into that. But in doing that, like I feel like my college or my time that I have to put in to cultivate and build something is my business and real estate right now, and other things too. But like Jami's kind of supporting me through that now as she's like full-time nurse, and as a labor and delivery nurse. And it feels like the roles are switched. And sometimes I think now that our expectation of what we thought the family dynamic of like marital roles looks like, this has really tested our faith in this season. And I feel like it's bringing a lot of frustration with us because now I'm not saying that God hasn't provided through my job, but the main consistent income is through Jami's income. And even like being pregnant like has like a whole nother like layer to that pressure it puts on me, because now I feel like I'm not doing what I feel like I'm doing, and I'm in this time of building, and God has me here in this season. It has tested my faith, but it's also brought a lot of frustration at the same time too, because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm fulfilling the role as a husband as I'm supposed to, because I'm not bringing in the consistent financial income as much as Jami is in terms of the consistency.
But is that the role of the husband?
But that's the thing. And then even talking about for you, like you're like, okay, I want to be doing my own thing. Like, you have, and then you're like this, but you're being supported. But right now you're doing the opposite. Like you're supporting me. It's like we're both doing the opposite of like the things that we expected of going into marital roles. And
I think the biggest thing though is looking at it, and that's like, again, like something we're not perfect at, but it helps when you look at it. It's like it doesn't matter like who's doing what, as long as we're both working together to help make sure everything comes together. Like it's just teamwork. It's not like, because if you like, I think when we get into that mindset, like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to do this. Well, I'd be like, I already did all these things. What have you done? And it's like looking like putting those not that the other person should be like picking up and helping out, but it's like we both see like needs and things that need to be done, and we help each other and work together. And that's how the marriage should be. It should be like us coming together and be like, oh, like I see this isn't done, but like obviously Jami doesn't have time to do that, so I'm gonna help do this. Or like, oh man, like how can, like AJ had a really long day today, like what's something I can do? Like, oh, I have a day off, like I'm gonna cook this meal so we don't have to, you know, like that's how it should be. It's not this and me you. Yes,
but I also don't want to get at it from a point like we do that really well all the time, because this is like convicting, because like I honestly feel less of a man or as a husband a lot of the time in this season than I did in the last season, because of the fact that I'm, you know, building a business, building a real estate business, and also other things that I'm like starting and building now too, obviously with the podcast and things with all this stuff that I don't want to, it's a lot of stuff behind the scenes I'm not going to say right now, but you guys will see it at some point. But in that, it's like, okay, I'm exchanging that for what I thought was a husband's role is to provide financially. And when I'm not the main breadwinner, I feel less of a man. But God never said that that is how it's supposed to be, because you could be a man, a husband that provides financially, but if you're not providing spiritually, like leadership for your family, you're not providing like love and care and discipline and so many of these great things that like are also holistically needed, and you think that financially you just a roof over your head, food on our table, clothes on your back, that's all you got to do. There's problems with that too that arise as a man, as a husband, when you have your family. Like I can't just, hey, I got this money, throw it in my family's face and then say I'm good, and then continue to like neglect all these other areas. Like got to be well-rounded. And I think that's the thing that God's like been humbling me in, is like, AJ, your worth is not based off how much money you make. And this expectation, if Jami is putting that on me, or if I'm putting that on myself, which is most of the time it's me putting that on myself, it's like really thinking in like trusting in the Lord and really processing and healing these things of like, God, what is it that the world says I do versus like what am I actually, what do you say I am? Like where does my value come from as a husband, as a son of God, as a man? And same thing for Jami. It's like, okay, like just because Jami's not a stay-at-home mom right now, even during the pregnancy and even when baby comes, it would be awesome that Jami, like she's gonna have time off, of course, but there's no guarantee that right when she comes back from work that it's gonna be like, oh, like she's not even gonna go to work, she's gonna be a stay-at-home mom. Like can't guarantee that. Like, you know, because the Lord is our provider. I'm not the breadwinner or provider. Like God provides the money that we have. Like that we have is not even ours, we're just stewards of it. But there's that thing with Jami, is like, you know, and you know, just because you're supporting me in building a business does not mean like you're less, like that you are less of a woman or a wife because you're not staying at home, or like, man, why is my husband this way? You know what I mean? And the thing is, like with my job, it's a lot different. I have my office at home, and I maybe go 2 times out of the week outside of the office, other than like showings and things like that, to like work at a library or coffee shop or have meetings. But yours is like
I have to
3 days of the week, 12-hour shifts at the hospital. Like you're not like working from home remote. And I have like more of a flexible schedule. Your schedule is flexible in the way that your days off are 4 days out of the week, you know. And so it's just a lot of differences and like a lot of like tension that we're like in. Like it's hard, it really is, and we're still in it, like learning this. Like we talk out of like not just like saying that we got it all figured out. It's just process. Like it's just like conversation that I feel like we needed. And so I don't know, for you, last thing of like, do you feel that same tension? Like do you feel like almost the pressure put on me, or like how does that expectation of you coming into marriage knowing what you grow up with, and then you're not doing that anymore, like not how it was when we first got married and roles are kind of switched, like how has that affected you negatively?
No, negative. Well,
or also how, and positively, how has it affected you, like, and also what God's teaching you? But yeah, how's that for you?
I think the thing, it's like For me, it's definitely like negatively. Like, I think it's just because of like the world and society. I'm like, dang, my husband, like sometimes I'll catch myself. I'll be like, he should be making more money or something. And I'm like, but like, you know, I just like automatically say that. But it's like AJ is working hard, and it's just, you can't force people to, you know, work with you or like do his business type of business. But I think the other thing too, that like when I think like that, and what I should also be thinking is like, I should catch myself and be like, but Lord, like you're still providing for us. 'Cause like with like my career and like my income, like we can like, everything is always taken care of. Like we always have all our bills. We got food, we got everything we need. But for some reason I'm just like, well, it's not enough, God. And then I'm like I put this pressure on AJ, and it's like, you need to be doing more, and like all this stuff is like,
yeah.
And that's where,
and
I
it's
think
not
it
like
gets,
I'm like sitting around doing nothing, or like not making money at all. It's just
I'm just
not
like,
as consistent, or what it would look like from every paycheck to paycheck. 2 weeks you get paid, you know, when you're getting paid.
Yeah. So I think that's like a negative thing. But the catching, you know, and I think it's very worldly. I think it's just being like greedy, and it's like also like, why am I putting, like AJ's doing his part, so why am I putting that on him when it's like, no, I should be like, for when I do like come back to reality and remember that God is in control, I'm like, you know what, no, Lord, like we have everything we need. Like we've always been provided for. God has always multiplied what we've had. Like honestly, like every year gets better for us. It doesn't get worse.
But how we feel sometimes in the year is like worse and worse every year.
It's oh my gosh, we still like, there's still not enough.
It's just never satisfied. Like we're never content, and it's like, no, like
that
we
is
have to
so
be.
bad. And I'm like, dang, if I actually look back, I'm like, no, every year God has like provided more. So,
and the thing is like, sometimes there's conversations where we both like almost feel like we wish our roles were switched so much, to where, because in the beginning of our marriage we started it the way that we've grown up to see it, and like how culture says
it needs to be,
husband and woman needs to do. Like husband's the breadwinner, he's the provider, he's this. And it's not that the man does not provide in his household. Like I'm not saying biblically he says no, the man is no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is like our roles are switched in this season because of the time that God is like having me build
and growing you in other areas,
these areas
too.
But because of that, like,
and me
there
too.
has to be some sacrifice of like, okay, if you're putting this time in, like it takes every business, it takes about 3 years to see an up end of green. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always like this type of slope where it's like first 2 years, 2.5 to 3 years. Like after 3 years, it's an upward spiral. But the thing is like sometimes we get so caught up in our roles of how it's supposed to look that we'll like say, bro, I wish you had my job. Or like, dang, I wish I was the one in the position where I'm making all the money consistently, and Jami's like building her thing, and like Jami's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like we'll like agree with each other. But the thing is like, it just shows, it's so humbling because of like God showing us that it's not what he intended. He's in control, and this is where he has us. And we know it's not going to be forever, but it's hard when you're in a season that you're not used to, that you're not comfortable with, and you have to humble yourself and be like, God, like, you're trying to teach me something, and I don't want to miss out on it, because looking back at it, we'll be at times where God is like continuing to do what he's always done in our lives, you know, and coming from a place of like all of this. It's like when we look back 5 years from now, it's like, why weren't we content? Why were we so like arguing upset, or fighting, or just sad, or not having like, you know,
not having joy.
And so that was one thing that I don't know, like it's just crazy, because God's just, I don't know why God didn't, like my life literally changed when I gave my life to Christ and when I started following him. Like I thought I was going to be in ROTC in college, stay at my parents' house for however long, and wait to get married to Jami, even though we were together for like already a year. And when I gave my life to Christ, God changed my life, and I don't know why he didn't not call me into college or a route that way. That is the more of the American dream, easy step by step. You take this step, cause and effect, black and white, night and day, easy. You do this, you get this. This, then after you get this, you get this. This, and it's like
walk by faith.
It's walk by faith, and I feel like God has had that on my life, and I'm grateful. Yet I'm also like, it's really hard because you see everybody else around you in different areas of life, and you're like, dang, bro. But then you look back and you're like, process. You're like, God, like I am so grateful because look where you brought us here, and even those, even yes, like even the people, I have to remind myself, like even the people that have done it this way, that have done it like the way that is seen as is like
the most successful,
they still have problems, you know, and that's where all of us are all different, and we just continue to trust in the Lord. And so,
amen.
Yeah, marital role. So, anything else? What do you think?
No, it's good.
That was really good.
I could go on and on.
Yeah, we could talk more about this, but
maybe drop in the comments something you would specifically want us to talk about in this discussion again.
Yeah, like, is there anything that we need to extend on, or like, what is it that you guys think we should talk about? Like,
but
and what your marital roles is like. What is if you're married or like in a relationship, or even if you're not married yet and you kind of like are looking into what it would look like in the future. What have you grown up looking like, seeing, or what have you seen in marriages of like your family, your parents, family dynamics, or what do you see in yours right now? And is it a struggle? Is it what you fully expected? Are you satisfied? Like stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're gonna close out with the verse of the pod, the VOTP, the verse of the pod, and we're gonna get going after that. And it'd be good. So.
All right, so the verse of the pod is Romans chapter 12 verse 2. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Amen. Well,
can't mess that up. That's fire. One thing from that real quick, each side. How does that relate to marital roles, you think?
I can't be following what the world's expectations are in my marriage. Because God's way is perfect and pleasing and good. Yeah,
I feel like for me, I love that. Same thing. I feel like it's more unique to be able to do it the way God has for us specifically. Like, it's going to look different, you know? Like, same thing with, like, the method changes, but the message doesn't. Like, the message of God providing and being our provider and being at the center of our family, that is a non-negotiable. The fact that as a husband, I am to love my wife like Christ loved the church. Yami is supposed to submit to herself as the church submits to Christ, like, and we're supposed to submit to one another. That's not going to change, but how that happens is like up to God and his way, his will. And if it looks like me building a business and sucking it up, and us sucking it up, and it's still growing and trying this, or building in whatever God's called me to do, while also building our family, and then you continuing to like be the I would say like the vehicle, like the way God has like provided through more consistently on a consistent basis for now. Great. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what we have to do, and still have joy in that, and know that we can only take it day by day and
trust the process. Why can't I find joy and
like I can't make nothing, like literally I'm not God. Like,
we just gotta try. Like, it's different. Yeah. It's like
I can't make a business bloom. Like, I'm just in charge of planting seeds, watering them, but God provides the growth. He provides the clients. Like, he's gonna provide the people that I need to work with. And God again, provides. Like, he always provides. And so we don't want to copy the world, but I think God is transforming our minds and our hearts right now into the way we think. And so with that being said, you guys, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 008, the August episode of YAPpin. This is the
Yami
Aj Podcast, and we are outie.
Peace.
Peace. Love you guys.